Greetings, Israel, Judah, Shabbat Shalom. This is your brother DFG. Hey, brothers and sisters, I want to take some time this Shabbat to share with my brothers and sisters, or better said, let me say this a better way, to reflect with my brothers and sisters. I guess I'll say a warning that I mentioned a while back. And inside of that warning, I shared that as we got closer to the time to Yah's return, that things around us would intensify, that attacks would be coming from all sides, and that we as Israel had to be girded. We had to strengthen ourselves, that we would have to strengthen our resolve, because our enemies, those in the camp, talking about, people maybe who are the two-thirds, well, not maybe, the two-thirds Israelites. Sometimes the one-third too can get caught up in the snares, and become, an enemy to Israel, an enemy inside the camp. And then also, the enemies outside of the camp. And when I say that, I want to be sure that it's understood. I'm not talking about, when I say attack, someone getting fired off of a job, or someone maybe getting sick. No, when I say attack, I'm talking about serious spiritual warfare that will come in many, many, many disguises. Many disguises. And I have to use the word disguise because you won't know it is there until it actually reveals itself. And these are those days that I mentioned then. And I want to remind my brothers and sisters, to stay prepared and keep your eyes open, right now. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, around about verse 10, it talks about, Abba Yah would blind many of our brothers and sisters because of their heart, because of their selfishness. And in that blindness, they would never see their role in the actions that they're doing. Talking about in-house now. And that because they could not see their actions, then they took up the position to be reactive. And in other words, they went on to attack. They started attacking others to justify their own unrighteous behavior. And because Abba Yah looks in the heart of men, he knew that they would do that. And so what he did, he shut down their ability to reason. And so instead of them being able to reason, they just are reacting. And a lot of their reaction or their bad behavior, if I can say it that way, reflects itself upon, those of us, those of you all who are seeking Abba Yah's truth and are doing everything in your power to stand in these last and evil days. And I just want to say that to my brothers and sisters. All attacks are not going to be, again, health-related, financial-related. Many of the attacks, or the vast majority of the attacks, are going to be relationship-associated. People that have some form of relationship with you. And if you're not preparing yourself for that, then what's going to happen is that a deep, dark depression will come over you, and there'll be a feeling of dread, and you will actually think Abba Yahuwah has abandoned you. When in all actuality, it is just the enemy has taken notice of you, and that enemy, because of that enemy that dwells inside of the vessel that is using to attack you, it cannot deal with itself. So it's easier for them, or for it, to go out and justify its actions by attacking those of us who are standing for Abba Yah's truth. And when you see that, you want to understand that, hey, now you're going to have to get stronger than ever before. You're going to have to learn how to, to ignore them. You're going to have to learn how to not get caught up, in the words that they say or the words that they speak. You're going to have to get to that place where, you're going to have to disassociate yourself in many cases. And you always have to remember, we studied this the other night, and we studied it before, by the way, but we studied this the other night, that Satan will always manifest himself into whatever image or whatever entity, whether it's wood, stone, or flesh, to bring to you exactly what it is he needs to bring to discourage you. And if you're not prepared for that, brothers and sisters, you're going to have a hard road to hoe, as they say down south. In other words, your labor is going to increase. Your spiritual labor is going to increase because you're listening and you're not discerning properly who it is that's talking. Our book says that though the enemy comes, Isaiah 14 and 17, and I hope you have your saw and hammer, as we talk about all the time. But Isaiah 54 and 17 say, though the enemy comes in like a flood, that's a forewarning. Your enemies, again, will always come in a manner that's going to be threatening your stand for Abba Yahuwah. And they're not always going to tell you turn away from Yah. More cases than not, they're going to try to influence you to question your own self, or to question other like-minded believers, as Satan did with Sarah by telling her to question her man, Abraham. You know what he's going to go do to Isaac? You know he's going to kill him, right? You know you can't trust him, right? You know he's no good, right? You know he lied to you, right? You know he's a liar, right? And there's Sarah right there looking, bug-eyed like, what? All the while, it was Satan. And you know what's really even interesting? Abraham was clever with Sarah. He didn't give her all the details. He left some serious details out. He left the most important detail out, what his true mission was. But he knew he had to because he already realized that she was subject to listen to the gossip. She was subject to try to interfere. Because that was her nature. If you look at Sarah's nature all the way back, she was always doubting, always trying to take things upon her own self, and always trying to dictate. Some would call manipulate. Think about her and what she did with Hagar. Think about what she did when the angels came on their way to Sodom and Gomorrah, and what she said, and when was confronted, what her tone was. I didn't say that. They say, oh, yes, you did. And so we have to be careful that that enemy is going to come in like a flood. That enemy is going to come in ways that's going to hit you and knock your wind out of you. And if you're not careful, you will fall down and you will stay down. But what you need to remember, my brothers and sisters, and this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be in the book of Jasher this Shabbat. You need to understand that if you stand righteous, if you stay your ground, hold your position, keep trusting Abba Yah, then these exact words will manifest themselves in your life. Though a righteous man falls 7 times, Abba Yah will lift him up. So when he says no weapon that's formed against us is going to prosper, regardless of who attacks us. And again, yeah, the heathens have been attacking us. If we don't know that by now, then maybe, it wasn't for those who don't know to know. Maybe Yah has already dealt with them. Maybe it's done with them. But for those of us who are in the truth, those of us who are walking before Abba Yah, if you don't understand how the enemy is going to come in, very, very subtle. Subtle means he's going to come in engaging, enduring. I have something for you. You need to hear this. You need to know this. Whatever it takes to get your attention. Or he will take and he will twist words. Someone will say, hey, I'm having a good day. And he'll come back and say, well, they only said that because they were really trying to find out what day you were having to get you to go first. Just anything to conjure up, the spell to get you off track so that you can stop your walk or they can interfere with your walk. And so when that happens, brothers and sisters, I want my brothers and sisters to be aware that it is Satan. I'm talking about when those attacks come. Because again, remember, Satan is always going to come as non-threatening. So who is it that's non-threatening, but that's in your ear? Telling you what you want to hear, but what they're saying to you is behavior not consistent with Abba Yah's word. Who is it? Because if you can determine who is doing that, then you know where Satan is residing at that particular moment in time. Who is it? It can be a friend. It could be, your man, your woman. It could be a child. It could be a parent, a relative, a distant relative. It could be the neighbor. It could be police officer who policing the street on the side doing traffic stops. It could be any form. But trust me, when it comes, you'll know it because you know what it's going to bring with it. It's going to bring with it the casting of doubt to get you to question Yah, to question your purpose, to question your direction, to interfere where you're supposed to be going. That's how you're going to know. Now, this what I just shared with you in this first little 11 minutes, brothers and sisters. If you just recognize that, and what I described is what you're going through, you're under attack, under siege, then you can be that righteous man or righteous woman right now, and that's Yah will lift you right back up. It doesn't matter what they said. It doesn't matter what they say. It does not matter what they have done. It does not matter the level of disappointment. When it says that Abba Yah will lift you up, that means you can overcome it. You can overcome it. But the first step in overcoming it, brothers and sisters, hear me clearly, is that you have to rebuke Satan. The minute they start coming up with all that stuff that they are trying to use to influence you because they already know what your insecurities are, they'll play into that. Trust me. They'll play into your insecurities. Since they already know what your insecurities are, they're going to play into that. You cannot let them continue. The minute they start saying things that make you feel uncomfortable, that's when you need to say, I rebuke you, Satan. Get out of here. Now, our forefather Abraham taught us a lot of things. There's a lot of great examples with his walk. He destroyed his father's idols. He, went out and got his nephew Lot when the enemy took his nephew Lot. He petitioned Abba Yah to save Lot, and he's trying to get the whole family, but it can only get 3. Sometimes your prayer ain't going to save everybody, brothers and sisters. Sometimes it's just going to be 1 or 2. But you can believe this thing, that Abraham walked before Yah. He was honorable before Yah. Abraham served Abba Yah all of his life. At 3 years old, just to give you a backstory on Abraham, he was under the attack of Nimrod. Nimrod was trying to kill him at 3 years old. And Yah made a provision for him to go to Noah. Some of you may know that, some of you may not. Noah was his grandfather. He spent 39 years with Noah, and Noah and Shem taught Abraham all the ways of Abba Yahuwah. Then at 42, he went back to deal with things. He went back home to deal with the lies and the wickedness and the evil, because he knew that he was to be a witness. And they still came at him. As a matter of fact, they tried to kill him. But Yah was with him. Why? Because he was grounded in the truth. And he understood, again, no weapon formed against him would prosper. He knew that if a righteous man falleth 7 times, Abba Yah would lift him up. And to my brothers and sisters who may have gotten, bad news recently, or going to get bad news very soon, this message is directed right at you. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Don't listen. See, the danger that we fall in when that enemy comes in like a flood is to stay in the water. When that enemy comes in like a flood, go to high ground. Seek high ground. Seek Yahuwah. That's the high ground. Don't stay there looking around and waiting, for answers. Abba Yah is the answer. Trust him. Trust his word. Obey his Torah. But don't entertain Satan's. And there are many of them. Male and female versions of them. He's the ultimate transgender, the Baphomet. As is above, so it is beneath. Don't entertain it. Just cut it off. If you get news that's so disappointing that it makes your heart hurt, you know what you do? You get up, and you stand up and you praise Yah. You say, Satan, I don't give a damn what weapon you created. I'm not falling for it. You are a liar. Yeah, you may be speaking some truth here, but you don't know the destiny that Abba Yah has planned for me. Jeremiah 29:11 told us that I know the plans that I have for you. Talking about the righteous among us. I'm planning that for you to be successful, for you to prosper, for you to win. Again, meaning no weapon that's formed against you will prosper if you remain committed to Abba Yah and you resist Satan in his cunningness. He's the most subtle beast that was ever created upon this earth. Subtle means, brothers and sisters, Satan is wickedly wise. Clever, clever, clever. And he's just like, his counterpart, the heathen Santa. He knows what you thinking. But that they say he knows what he knows if you've been bad or good. He knows what you've been thinking or some crap like that. Y'all know I don't even remember the Better Watch Out stupid wicked Santa song they had many of us chanting as kids. Chanting. Sorcery. Santa, move the letters around. You get Satan. The imitation of the Most High Abba Yahuwah. 12 it's the whole thing. 12 tribes, 12 reindeers. Bringing goods, judging. All deceptive, clever lies to lure you in, to make you think he has something good for you that he's trying to help, when in all actuality, he's there to destroy. And it doesn't matter how faithful you've been, brothers and sisters. Satan is no respecter of person. Again, we studied this just recently. When Abba Yah had sent for Abraham to go and to bring up Isaac before him, to see what Abraham's loyalties were. Satan continued to show up. All the way to the point when Abba Yah said, okay, Abraham, you have passed, you have proven to me that you love nothing more than me. Release your son. Here's a ram that I created from the beginning of time to be offered up to me. And you know what Satan did? He got the ram caught up in a bush of thickles, thorns. And if you know anything about thickles and thorn bushes, it's hard to go in there if you don't want to get poked. So guess what? Even when Yah had already assured Abraham that his actions were just, Satan was still there trying to hinder, trying to keep the promise from being fulfilled. Brothers and sisters, this war is not over until it's over. And if you think, again, and this is the message, if you think that just because you're doing everything right, that nothing bad is supposed to happen, then let your elder help you a little bit. No. No. This is a war. And it doesn't end until Yah returns. Your enemy is a formidable enemy, more clever than any of us. That's why we shouldn't be trying to fight him on our own. That's why when he comes at you, you have to know that voice. You have to understand what it is talking about. You have to recognize, hey, if I listen to you, it's going to throw me off my path for Abba Yahuwah. Let me say that again. You're going to have to know in your heart, when that voice comes to you, that messenger comes to you, you're going to have to know in your heart, if I listen to you, that means I will have to not finish or complete my journey towards Abba Yahuwah. Because remember, he's coming to discourage you. He's coming to turn you back. He's coming to pull you back in. He'll use any poor decision you made in your past. It doesn't matter. He'll even use the good decisions that you made. You may have done some things and been engaging to some folk thinking that it was going to be received in a very positive way. And guess what? Satan will spin that to come right back at you negatively. And you'll be sitting there shaking your head like, how in the hell did he come up with that foolishness? Again, he's subtle, wickedly wise. He goes to bed plotting against Israel. He wakes up in the morning hoping to execute the plot against Israel. And unfortunately, 2/3 of our people, the majority of our people, are sitting right there as gullible as gullibility would have them. Almost as though they're waiting for somebody. Give me some bad news. Just give me something. Give me something bad, so I can justify, why I don't love Abba Yah with all my heart, all my mind, and all my strength. Give me a reason to cast doubt upon Abba Yah's truth. And for those individuals, trust me, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. You're going to get all the doubt you need. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed. So be encouraged. He will be there to cast every little negative seed he can into your brain. He's coming for you. You'll be all right. If that's what your concern is will he come and give me what I need to justify my actions? Because that's how I feel. Not by what Yah said, it's how I feel. He's coming. If he didn't spare Miriam and Aaron from casting, shade on Moshe or Moses, surely he's not going to disappoint you. If you're waiting for Satan to give you justification to attack Abba Yah's people, give yourself a moment. He'll be there. He will be there. He may already be there. Some of you are already locked and loaded, ready to go against us. We can feel you. Every now and then you give us little hints. We see some of these little clever things you say. Some of these little clever things you text. Some of these little subtle reminders. Oh yeah, I remember something you said. Yeah, you. We know it. You need one thing to justify another thing. Get it. But in all of that cleverness and all of that, confederacy that you're spending your time in, listening to to him, I just want you to know, those of you who fall over there, he has nothing good for you. He's taking you where he's going, and he knows where he's going. Isaiah 5:14 says where he's going. He is going to burn eternally, and guess what? Because you gave ear to him, you have reservations there as well. Courtesy of Abba Yahuwah. Because you chose to listen. You chose to partake in that folly. When you should have stood back and said, no, I'm not having nothing to do with nothing like that. If I've got some things to deal with, I'm going to deal with them eternally. I'm going to deal with them before Abba Yahuwah. But what I'm not going to do is try to hinder anyone's path. I'm not going to be a big body of water to keep them from coming down the road. I'm not going to manifest myself as a thorn bush to slow down the sacrifice. I'm not going to manifest myself into an old man or an old woman or a young man or an old woman to discourage someone else because I'm discouraged. No, I'm going to do what's right if you want to get out of this, if this fits you. You're going to turn and you're going to repent and you go to Abba Yahuwah and ask him, first of all, to forgive your heart. You're going to ask him, Abba Yah, create in me a clean heart. Not a bitter, a jealous, envious, but a clean heart. And if you go sincerely before Abba Yahuwah, Solomon told us that, my people who are called by my name, if they would humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways. Because if anything is not of Abba Yahuwah, if he didn't put that there, it's wickedness. Anything you thinking, anything you considering, if it goes against Abba Yah's Torah, it is wickedness, including harming your brothers and your sisters, casting doubt on them, spreading rumors and hearsay. He says this, in addition to that, he says this, if you were to do that, humble yourself, pray, turn away from your own self-righteousness, seek him, he would hear you, forgive your sin, remove that body of water, the thorn bushes, those voices that are in your head that are telling you somehow you're the victim. And he would heal you. In essence, he would forgive you so you can continue on your path, on your way, as he did with Abraham. I'm talking about in their journey, to the mount to offer up the sacrifice of Isaac, if Abba Yah willed it. You never put your desire before his desire if you want to be blessed of Abba Yahuwah. But in order to get through that, you've got to get through all of the other obstacles. Again, he is going to come at us, brothers and sisters, in these last days with a little bit of everything. I know he's coming at me. So if he's not coming at you, then that may be something for you to think about. Maybe he has no reason to come at you. I'm going to say that again. If he's not coming at you, maybe that's something for you to think about. Maybe he has a reason not to be coming at you. Maybe he's already checked off your box. She's mine. He's mine. I need to go get those who are not mine. And he will use you, any of us, to do that. He is the author of confusion. He is the author of division, divisiveness. And again, he's the father of lies. He's a spellcaster. He's clever. He's a wizard. She's a witch. And they know how to mix things up really good to keep you in a state of confusion. I think I'm right. I believe I'm right. I know I'm right. But except Abba Yah build the house, they that build it labor in vain. You're not right. But we're going to go over to the book of Jasher. And we're going to read about what happened to Jacob when he left Laban after 20 years of service. after he had done everything right. Don't believe the lie that Jacob was a deceiver. That's written in Genesis. The heathens put that over there. Go to the book of Jasher. If you want to know the story of the beginning, if you want to know the details of our journey, you don't need to be reading you can read Genesis, but Genesis leaves out a lot of details. Read the book of Jasher. Jasher will give you all of the, the details, all of the little fine points, and let you know all of the intricate parts of what actually happened. Go to the book of Jasher. If you have your Bible by now, you should have it. You can find it in the pocket books as well. Oh, and you can also find it in your King James Version of Bible. I'm talking about referencing to the book of Jasher for all those who want to say Jasher is not a real book. As I said before, Joshua 10 and 13, 2 Samuel 1 and 18, 2 Timothy 3 and 7, when it talks about Amris and Lambris and how they tried to distract the sons of Balaam, who tried to discourage or tried to cast doubt on Moshe, Abiyah's man. Yeah, the same man who went to prison, same man who killed another man, same man, who walked amongst the heathen, the same man who fought on behalf of heathens, the same man that married an Ethiopian woman, the same man called of Abba Yahuwah. Now try that on for all of you spell casters or negative speakers on Abiyah's man. I just gave you all the lowdown dirty on Moshe, and Abiyah still said he was the meekest man ever, and he loved him. Anyone can look at Moses' outer appearance and say, this man is evil. But to truly see Moses, you had to have seen the inner man. The fighter, the warrior, the resilient one, the praiser. When the enemy came in like a flood, Moshe turned to Yahuwah. He didn't run back to the king. Help me, please. He didn't become a gossiper or a busybody or a backstabber or a plotter or a conniver or a thief or a cheat. He simply turned to Yah and trusted Yah, and Yah knew that he would do that because you know what? He was meek. He didn't walk in a spirit of pride. The man served 10 years in jail righteously, did for no other reason other than trying to help. And when he came out of prison, he didn't go on to attack and slaughter the guy who threw him in there. Man came out praising Yah. What are you going to do in your moment of oppression? Are you going to come out looking for vengeance? Or are you going to come out trusting and praising Abba Yahuwah? Because that's going to determine who you serve, brothers and sisters. Especially in these days of wickedness. Evil, evil wickedness. Because the plot of the enemy is to turn you back. To turn you against Yah. To cause you to doubt Abba Yah's power to redeem. To doubt that his word is true. Because you're feeling some kind of way today. Or tomorrow. Or yesterday. We're here to fight. We're here to war. What did David say in the book of Psalms? Let's go here real quick, brothers and sisters. And we're going to get into Jasher. You know how we work on Shabbat. We ain't worrying about the clock today. We turn the clock off. We just going to teach and we're going to learn and we're going to grow together, hopefully. Psalms 144. You can beat me to it. Hallelujah. But that's where I'm headed. Look what it says here, brothers and sisters. Ask yourself this question. Now, the book tells us that David was a man after Abba Yah's own heart. We all know that about David. When it says a man after Abba Yah's heart, means David loved Abba Yah with all his heart, all his mind, and all of his body. Everything in him. He loved him with everything inside of him. David did. Flawed man, we know that story. Here we go again. You're judging outer appearance again. See, that's how the enemy can manipulate our people, because what he does, he whispers in the ear of the lesser informed, of those who are already embittered, and he tells them things, and they go back and they repeat the things to cast shade upon Abba Yah's men and women. But it's Satan. You think they're over there trying to pull your coat. No, they're not. They're over there to destroy Yah's work. So that whisperer in your ear who's going to tell you something that you don't know, that is Satan's agents. And if you want to fight against them, this is what you need to understand, my dear brothers, my dear sisters. Psalms 144. What did David say to Abba Yahuwah? He said this: blessed be Yahuwah, my strength. Blessed be Yahuwah. So he said, my strength is in Yahuwah. My strength is not in no man. So don't come tell me nothing about no man. I don't want to hear it. Satan, helpers. Satan, little helpers. The voice in your head included. And those who call, text, knock on your door with their good news, which is always bad news, disguised as good news. Again, trying to impede upon your progress with Abba Yahuwah means to slow down, stop it, cause you to be discouraged. But David said this, said, blessed be Yahuwah, my strength. In other words, my power, which teaches my hands. Get this, brothers and sisters. You love Yah? You 1/3? You getting in? You fighting to the end? Is that you? Then are you ready for this? My hands to war. Are you ready to go to war? Because if you're not ready to go to war, then you don't love Abba Yah with all your heart, all your mind, and all your strength. You just think you do. If you're scared of the fight, you're scared of the enemy coming in, then you're not ready. Because if you're going to win in this thing, you got to remember, this is not about the battle. This is about the war. Those battles are going to come. I just mentioned them. The liars, the deceivers, the so-called truth tellers, the whisperers. That's all the battle. The disappointing news, all part of the battle. That's what battle means. All those things that coming in. Again, it's the enemy coming in like a flood. That's those battles. And they're going to be, some you're going to be able to anticipate, and some that are going to catch you totally by surprise. You're not going to expect it. But that don't mean you can't overcome it. Because see, if your strength is in Yahuwah, then it doesn't matter what anybody says. Nothing is going to keep you from him. I was talking to a dear sister on last night, and I say, sometimes you got to think like old Nettie when she was being snatched away, or forced away from her sister Celie, color purple. When she said, right. That's sad part. I wanted to cry watching that. You didn't want to cry watching that. You didn't see the movie. And you know what she said? Nothing but death can keep me from it. That's what Nettie told Celie. Nothing but death can keep me from it. And Satan tried to keep her from her sister, just like he will try to keep you from your brothers and sisters. But in the end, he didn't win in the movie, or that situation resolved itself. They got back together. And that's just the movie. But when you come down to Abba Yah, this is no movie, brothers. This is real. This is the realest it gets. Can't get any realer than this. And in this is war. And if you are not up for the fight, then you need to be prepared to be destroyed. all of your hopes, all of your dreams, you might as well give up. It's going to come to nothing if you're not ready to fight for this. And he goes on to say what? And he teaches my fingers to fight. If you're looking for this to be an easy walk, you're looking in the wrong box. You have the wrong mindset is what I'm saying. Yah didn't promise this would be easy. He promised that we would win. He promised that he would be our savior when we needed saving. He would be our redeemer when we needed redemption. That's what he promised. That he would never turn his back on you as long as you never turned your back on him. That's what he said. And we're going to see that. 20 years this man, talking about Jacob, served one of the most wicked, clever little devils who was a relative of his that there ever was, Laban. But let us go a little bit farther into the story. Hallelujah. And again, brothers and sisters, this message, I hope you let it in. Now, if you follow this channel, there's been many things you have heard about. There's over 1,000 messages out there. A lot of those messages when I was still, lost in the sauce, as they say. But I may have been lost in the sauce, but my heart was right. I was searching. And because my heart was right and I was searching, regardless of my faults or my flaws or whatever one may have accused me of being, the one thing that Yah knew, he knew my heart. And because my heart was genuine towards Yah and my heart was genuine to Yah's people, he continued to increase my knowledge and took me right on out of the hands of hell, religion, and positioned me right in the front of Israel. To be victorious and help others understand what was required in this fight. And here I sit. And also here I stand. And he's not a respecter of person. If he did it for me, he could do it for you. The question is, what do you want? Do you want to be, what are you looking for? If you're looking for justification to validate your situation, then you don't need Yahuwah for that. You got that. There's Satan is there, brothers and sisters. What I'm saying, he's everywhere we are. Satan don't leave us because we serve Abba Yahuwah. No, he's like a lion hunting down, a gazelle. He's always in the bushes, waiting for a moment to catch you slipping. See if he can get your mind off of Yahuwah. And then the minute you do, he's going to come out and get you by the neck. And that's why Yah says, we have to be constantly in prayer, constantly aware, constantly in his word, constantly seeking him. Again, this is a war we're in with many, many battles to be fought. But it is a battle that we are going to be victorious in. Don't let anybody tell you that we're not, because the book says so. 1/3, the elect of Abba Yahuwah, will be redeemed. So for those who are willing to deal with the battles and not quit, not turn back, not tolerate, then you're going to win. Because you understand every war has many battles. At the end of the day, it's always last man standing. Who's in front? And Abba Yah has given us everything we need to be out front. But the enemy of Abba Yah, our adversary, is going to do everything again in his power to hold you back, to get you stuck, to get you discouraged, to get you to doubt, to get you to question Yah, get you to question Yah's messengers. Because he wants you all alone by yourself, where you can't fight him, because he knows he's stronger than you. He knows that one of us can put 10,000 to flight if we're right before Abba Yah. And he knows two of us, one can put 1,000 and two of us can put 10,000. So he wants to get you by yourself, feeling sorry for yourself. Get you to put down your sword, to put down your weapon, put down the Torah, put down your book, put down your cipher. And trust the heathens. After all, they love you too. And they'll gladly take you back. But real warriors, they don't put their sword down. They don't throw up the flag. They don't wave a white flag, not a real warrior. Real warriors say, I'm in this to one or two ways. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live to see hooray, or I'm gonna die trying. That's it. They don't give them they don't give themselves the option to quit. They don't give themselves the option to lose. They're like those samurais. They want a courageous death. They want a soldier's death. No, kill me on the battlefield. You ain't killing me in the foxhole. You're not killing me in the trenches. You're gonna kill me out here on the field. You know, there's a saying that I used to use a lot when I was in corporate America, and I like that saying. And the saying sort of went like this. It says, in the game of life, the 50-yard seats don't interest me. Why? It's because I came to play. So that's a soldier's mentality. I'm not interested in sitting around and watching. No, I'm going to get involved. I'm going to be an asset, not a liability. And again, you know, Jacob's story, Israel, our forefather, the 12 tribes, our forefather. The people of Abba Yahuwah, Isaiah 43, say, Israel, you are my people. You are the chosen people of mine. Him, our forefather, was a perfect example of resilience, willing to do whatever it took to get the job done, and he did not allow his enemy to discourage him. And when everything got too tough and he knew he couldn't do it, he would turn to Yah and trust that he would. Now take a moment and thumb this message up, because this needs to be shared. How about 11 seconds for you to thumb it up? Because our soul going to get lost anyway. Every 11 seconds. That's why you hear your brother doing that 11-second countdown. Every 11 seconds, someone dies on this earth. One day it's going to be somebody you know. And if y'all don't come back, if y'all come to you before this world, it's going to be you if he comes to you before this world ends for judgment. Every 11 seconds. So 11 seconds. Thumb it up. Help somebody. Get the word out. That's what I'm doing. The book of Jasher, chapter 32, Now Jacob has left. Just to give you the backstory. Now Jacob and his family, they've left from Laban. They've fulfilled their obligations 20 years. And now he went there empty-handed, but now he's leaving with overflow. Because that's Yah. If you stay loyal to Yah, Yah will bless you in the end. As I said earlier, in the end, we win if you hang in there, brothers and sisters. I don't care how bad the situation is. It doesn't matter. Remember, that's another battle. That's not the final war. You're still here. So how is it over? You still love Yah, right? So how is it over? It's not over. You still love Yah? It's not over. It's only over when you quit. It's only over when you turn back. It's only over when you let Satan get in your ear and start casting lies and doubts, planting seeds of discontent in you. And then you start listening and then start to surrender to that voice. Then it's over. But otherwise, it isn't. So this man went through 20 years of some of the worst BS you can ever imagine. Being lied to, tricked, connived, backstabbed, plotted against, you name it. But guess what? Through all of that, Abba Yah still was with him. All that stuff that happened to him, Yah was still with him. So if Yah is no respect of a person, then you don't you realize that all the shit you going through, Yah can still be with you too, if you still with Yah? That he may not have abandoned you as you thought? Maybe you're being tested, tried to see what you love, if you love anything more than Yahuwah. Have you considered that? That's the very reason that you're under attack, because Yah is guiding your footsteps? The very reason that you're under attack, because Yah is guiding your footsteps. I said it. Have you considered the very reason that you are under attack right now is because Yahuwah is guiding your footsteps? Have you considered that? Or you're considering at all? Isaiah told us that. Isaiah 1 and 3, right? The ass knows his owner, the ox his master's crib, but what? Israel will not consider. In other words, we're not thinking about that. So now it's time to think about it. If this battle you're in is because you're going to win the war and you're surviving. Yeah, maybe it looks like shit has hit the fan for you, but it's not over. Not if you're in it to win it. If you're in it to win it, it's not over. It's a mindset thing with you now. Whatever man thinking in his heart, is that not what Solomon told us? So is he. What are you thinking about? Thinking about quitting? You thinking about going back? You're contemplating what? You ready to attack? Who? And why? And who told you to do that? You ready to attack who, why, and who told you to attack them? Who told you to do that? Because if it isn't Abba Yah, don't be surprised if Yah gets vengeance on you for your attack. Touch not my anointed, do my messages no harm. Is that not the word? Now, what do you think that means? Let me give you a hint. That's a threat. Not me threatening, that's Yah threatening. Whomever that applies to. Just don't let it be you. So now he's got his family. They have left. And now here comes the enemy. Again, just because Yah is blessing you does not mean the enemy is not going to be coming to try to stop that blessing, brothers and sisters. Okay. See, I can go on with this over and on and on. Not over and over. I can go on and on and on because this is the gift that keeps on giving in terms of exposing Satan and his wickedness. But if I do that, we won't get to the end of this particular lesson. Again, we're not here to talk, or we're not here to tell, we're here to teach. I've done a whole lot of telling. Now let's do some teaching. I think I'd mix some teaching in there as well. Yah, I believe, put that in my heart. If you learned a few things already, then let's recognize Abba Yah for the teaching. Jasher 32. And at that time, Jacob sent messengers to his brother Esau towards the land of Seir. And he spoke to him the words of supplication. In other words, he's saying, hey, can we just get along here? I'm not here for fighting, Esau. I'm tired of running. I'm sick and tired of running from you. Now, I would like to make peace with you. So whatever your problem is, I'm telling you, I'm ready to resolve this so we can put this behind us. Because I'm ready to move on with my life. That's what he means by supplication. And he commanded them, saying, thus shall you say to my Lord. Again, you see that L-O-R-D word? That I said before, brothers and sisters, that does not mean Yahuwah. It's a term of endearment for anybody in authority. And we were taught over in Christianity that when they said the Lord, 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 that means that, that was a deity. That's a lie. That's just anyone who's in charge. A man could be any man who's in a position of authority. Think a manager. Think a CEO. Think, I don't know, the mayor, a congressman, a congress, whatever. Any position of authority is considered lordship or rulership. It's just another word for rulership. And they conflated that word over there to throw you off in the Tanakh. So when you see Lord or in the King James, it's going to say Lord, you think it is referencing, in some cases, Jesus or Yahushua. And they just put that word in it to make you think that Jesus or Yahushua was a redeemer or was God-like or a savior of Israel. They did that intentionally. That's why if you get your cipher that breaks out the word Lord from Yahuwah, then you'll have a better reference to who it's talking to and what it's talking about. That's why it's important to get your hands on a cipher Bible. It spells it out clearly for you. It removes all the confusion. It's a great learning tool, and we teach from that too. Talking about those who are, amongst us. The Bible study group, those who are subscribed to the channel, most of you all. And also a secondary group in our Zoom meetings on Fridays. We use the cipher. And we study through the Tanakh, the Apocryphal books, and the Torah. And if you're looking for a group like that, then you found one. But let's continue on. I'll go back to Jasher 32, verse 2. Excuse me. And he commanded them, saying, thus shall you say to my Lord Esau. Thus, and Esau is his brother. Thus says your servant, Jacob. See, he's putting himself in a submissive position because he's not looking for trouble. He realized that right now Esau has the upper hand on him. And he's smart enough to know that. Because he understands it's a battle. And one battle does not determine a war. Your one situation does not mean it's over. Your one situation does not mean that somehow or another, it's concluded. Stay the course. Continue to fight on. Again, Isaiah 54:17. If your enemy comes in like a flood, Abba Yah does what? lifted you up above it so that you can continue on battling. Because he teaches us through his strength to war, to fight back, to never quit, never give in, never surrender. Let me continue. Let not my Lord imagine that my Father's blessings, which he did bless me with, has proved beneficial to me. So what he's saying, all this stuff I got, this had nothing to do with what was given to me at the time of the decision of the birthright. When me and Mom kind of got together to make sure that, what you had given me, I was able to possess. All the love of a mother ain't going to get you home when it comes down to y'all, brothers and sisters. This is greater than mama. When shit hits the fan, mama ain't where your redemption going to be. No, neither daddy. It's Yahuwah or nothing. But he's saying, look, all that stuff that I was given, that was supposed to be yours, that you did give me, but we're going to leave that alone right now, is what he's saying. Plus, then you send your son to slaughter me, and did I not give it everything I had possession of? Did I not give it to him to bring back to you? And you know he did, because when your son came back with everything, you asked him, had he killed me? And he told you no, and you asked your son why, and your son said, because he gave me everything back, Dad. Remember? Sometimes you got to remind, those, who want to transgress against you that, wait a minute now. What are you talking about? You don't remember when I was there for you? Now all of a sudden, all you can remember is what I did to you. Goes on to say, verse 3, and he says, and I have been these 20 years with Laban. I said Laban earlier, but Laban. He said, these 20 years with Laban, I have really said I have slaved for him. I've been deceived by him. He's changed me, he cheated me. He said, cheated me 10 times. And as it has already been told unto you, my Lord. Now, he said, you know this already, Esau, so please don't pretend like you don't know my struggles. And that's so much like Satan, going to try to pretend like, everybody went in, but them. And that's how they justify bringing harm to others. Because they refuse to recognize that, it ain't about them. They made it about them, but it ain't about them. But see, when your mind is self-centered, you always think it's about you. Somebody trying to hurt you. Somebody trying to do something to you. See, brother, we can't serve Abba Yah and Satan at the same time. If your concern is about you, then you will become a god unto yourself. Elohim. When your heart is for Abba Yahuwah, it's always about Abba Yahuwah, and it's not about you. But see, when those in Israel, because I don't give a damn about these heathens. Those in Israel, some of us love to have that victim mentality. Never take responsibility for what our role was in this. We don't want to consider our bad decisions. And when somebody brings it up, then here comes that victimhood. Oh, you victim shaming me. You trying to make me feel bad. I didn't know no better. Okay, fine. Nobody's saying anything like that. But you the one doing all the whining and the crying. And that's why it's coming up. Because you the one won't let it go. Because you're quick to tell everybody what happened to you. But you never admit, hey, I made a lot of piss poor shitty decisions in this process. I was doing my own thing. I was playing my cards close to my chest. I was just looking for safety. But at what expense? When you have integrity in your heart, you understand that, you confess that, you admit that, and you get rid of that. You don't hold on to that as a safety valve. Because you realize that's not a safety valve, that's a weight. And you know what weights do? They pull things down. They don't keep things afloat. They don't build up. They tear down. Recalling your past and using your past as justification for your ineptitude is another clever little way of guilt shaming your whore. How can you let this happen to me? Like Abiyah didn't see you when you made that decision. It doesn't matter if you were 20, 30, 40, 50. He was there. He saw what you did. You think he forgot? You turn to man. Or even worse, you let a man tell you, oh, Abiyah sent me. And you believed it. Now, that's not to shame you. That's to say you need to own it. We all have those moments we need to own it. I know I do. The ones that if I had to do all over again, if I had the knowledge I have today, I damn sure wouldn't have done. But I still own what I did. You notice Abiyah didn't erase Moses' background. He didn't erase David's background. He did not erase Abraham's background. Abiyah don't erase background. He's not erasing Jacob's background. Because all of that is the testimony for resilience, and it shows Abiyah's love and his patience and his mercy and his grace if you continue the course. We're teaching now. Even I know that. Verse 4. And I served him in his house very laboriously. In other words, he worked the crap out of me. And he didn't give me no wages either, by the way. He just made me feel like somehow or another, if it was not for him, I'd be out in the cold. Never acknowledging that I labored for everything that he gained. This is what he's saying here. He's saying Laban benefited from having me in his household. I made that man rich. That man didn't have to worry about a whole lot of things if he didn't have me he would have had to deal with. But now he's trying to guilt shame me and telling me I'm a cheat, I'm a thief. Because I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to move forward in my journey. He goes on to say, but Elohim afterwards, he said, after I went through all of this stuff, Elohim saw my affliction and my labor and the work of my hands, and he caused me to find grace and favor in his sight. In other words, he showed me a way out. He said, okay, enough is enough. It's time. And I'm going to listen to him. This is what Jacob is saying. I'm going to listen to him too. I don't give a damn what Laban thinks and his sons or whoever else who's aligned with him. Trying to guilt shame me when I busted my butt for him. And all he could do is want to hold on and not let go. Under the guise that if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have all this stuff. Seriously? Yeah, but seriously. But Yah has something very special for those who think like that. It's called hell. Your ass is going to burn in hell. Taking advantage of Abiyah's people. Let's go on here. He says, I've served him very laboriously, and Elohim afterwards saw my affliction and my labor and the works of my hand, and he caused me to find grace and favor in his sight. And I afterward through Elohim's or Yahuwah's great mercy and kindness acquired oxen and asses and cattle and men servants and maid servants. And if you go back and read from about 29 to, you'll see that's true. He earned the right to have the right to be independent, to go on, to go back to his people, to go home. But his family member, father-in-law, he wasn't going to part with his golden goose. Hell no. Not without a fight. Not without being clever. Verse 5. And afterwards through Yahuwah's great mercy and kindness. Okay, I read the verse 6. And now I'm coming to my land, and to my home, and to my father, and to my mother, who are in the land of Canaan. And I have sent to let my Lord, he's talking about Esau, know in all of this in order to find favor in his sight of my Lord. So he's saying that I really don't want to be having to get into no fight with you. I'm just trying to break free of this damn bondage that I've been in for all this time, 20 years. But I can't go if you're going to get in the way. Well, I've left, but now you're in the way. Better say it. I'm leaving. But please don't get in my way. But you know how Satan is. You know how these demons are. These heathens can be. You can go, but try to leave if you want to. You heard how I said that. You can go, but try to leave and see what's going to happen to you. You can't survive without me. Are you out of your mind? I did all that for you. That's what Laban said. That's exactly what them demons with that damn wicked spirit still say. Can't you see all this I did for you? Lying his ass off. He did it for himself. And they still tell that same lie to this very second. Oh, I know you don't like me for saying it, but I'm going to say it. Verse 6. And now I'm coming to the land of my verse 7. No, we still at 6. And I have sent to let my Lord know that all this in order to find favor in the sight of my Lord, so that he may not imagine that I have myself obtained this wealth, or that the blessings which my father blessed me with has benefited me. And if you need a reference for that, brothers, go to Proverbs 10 and 22. What he's saying, the blessing of Elohim maketh a man rich and add no sorrow. Let's go there real quick. Again, we got time. And I'm going to stop when y'all tell me to stop. If you have to go, it's okay. You can always come back. I realize that sometimes, this is a lot to take in one setting. I understand that. So I promise you, no problem here. Just come back. Proverbs 10 and 22. It says this, the blessings of Yahuwah, not no man. The blessing of Yahuwah, it makes a man rich, and it adds no sorrow with it. See, anytime some man trying to tell you, male or female, that they're the blessing and that they're the reason for your success, count them as dumb. Count them as deceivers. Every good and perfect gift came from Yahuwah. And if that man is out there, or that woman is out there trying to take credit for that, that is a demon spirit. And you know what you're supposed to do with demon spirits. Don't tolerate them. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. Excuse me, it's in their nature. They can't help it. No matter what they say. They say one thing, but they think. He said their mouths, what he said? Their mouths praise me, but their hearts are far away. They'll always say what they want you to hear. They're always going to tell you what you want to hear. But you don't know what they're conniving and plotting in their hearts. And boy, if you peek in there, you're going to see stuff in there. You think you've seen some horror. If you look inside their heart and see what's going on, you would jump out the window like you were in a burning building, trying to escape that fire. These are wolves in sheep's clothing. These are demons pretending to be believers. And you'll find out real fast. Challenge them on what Yah says. See what they're going to do. See how clever they're going to be. See how they're going to try to use the word to counter the word. Because that's all they know how to do, is to lie and say, oh, that's not what it means. But then you say, well, give me the precepts. Give me all of it. Give me the full story. They're going to tell you don't take all that. And even if they try, you shouldn't listen to them. You should, nah, that's okay. I was just kidding. Go ahead on with that. Y'all got me. My blessings come from Yahuwah, not you. Verse 7. And those messengers went to Esau and found him on the borders of the land of Edom going towards Jacob. And 400 men of the children of Seir and of Chloe were standing with drawn swords. The enemy coming in like a flood. As I began in the beginning of this message, warning my brothers and sisters, or reminding, more importantly, to you. I don't care how bad the news is that you have. This man has got some bad news. All of a sudden now, there's 400 men armed to the teeth. And then they're set there to attack this man. A righteous man. A man who has everything he has earned, as he already said, by his own labor. Abba Yah gave him permission, told him it was time to leave. And yet there's the enemy right there, trying to get in his way again. But now he's intensified. That's why the book said when the enemy comes in like a flood, if you ever know what a flood, if you ever been in a flood is not just some little water rising. That's just the tide coming in or going out, coming in. No, a flood, if you ever been in a flood, think Katrina. A flood is gushing water. The flood waters knock things down. If you ever seen a place that's been devastated by flood water, it looks like a nuclear bomb has went off in those areas. Think about those tsunamis, that tsunami in Sri Lanka. If you've seen those documentaries of that tsunami in Sri Lanka, remember some years back? And look at the devastation that water did. It wiped out everything. That's what a flood looks like. So when he says the enemy comes in like a flood, brothers and sisters, that's not a subtle rising of the waters. No, that is damaging waters. Our enemy comes in to destroy us. But Yah said they will not succeed if we keep trusting him. We place our trust and invoke his strength in us. They will not overtake us. But we can't do this without him. Hard as you try, you're not going to succeed. That flood, if a flood will wash you away, it's going to wash everything. It'll wash you away too. It's going to take Yah to sustain the flood that we're going through and the floods to come. I'm talking about the damnation, the judgment that's soon to come. Verse 8. And all the messengers of Jacob told Esau all the words that Jacob had spoken to them concerning Esau. And Esau answered them with pride and contempt. Where have you seen that word contempt before? Contempt. Daniel chapter 12, 2. Some to everlasting life, some to everlasting shame and contempt. This is where Esau Edom is going. Because see, Esau Edom is all about contempt. They hate the truth. They hate anybody getting in the way of their lies. They can't stand it. They have contempt for the truth. So don't expect them to be kind, giving, forgiving, compassionate. Don't expect them to show empathy. No. When the day of vengeance comes, expect them to be hostile, because they're going to be. But just stand your ground. Y'all will deal with them as long as you stand in your ground, meaning we're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Y'all get them. And again, don't entertain them, brothers and sisters. I'm warning you. You entertain them, I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. They're going to tempt you into making a mistake. I guarantee you, listening to them long enough, they're going to get you to make an error. That's the whole reason that they're in your ear. They won't shut up. Because they're hoping that somehow or another they can get you to listen to them. And the minute you start listening to them, guess who you're not listening to? Yeah, Yahuwah. There's no word a man can give you that's greater than Abba Yah's truth. I don't care who he is. A true man of Yah, a true messenger of Yah, he's going to do just what your brother's doing. He's going to give you Yah's word and let you take it from there. He might have a little advice and a little opinion over here, but at the end of the day, he's going to tell you, what does Yah say? What does the book say? Hallelujah. Let's continue on. Here's Esau with all his pride. I can't believe you're going to do that. I can't believe you're going to leave me. I can't believe you're not going to appreciate all the stuff I did for you. I can't believe. That's him. That's that pride. Who you think he is. Who he think he is. Don't listen to him. He's the devil. He's evil. And all you got to do is ask a basic question. What makes you think I'm listening to him? I'm listening to Yah. That's your problem. You listen to men, so you assume I listen to men as well. No, I listen to Yah. And if he's following Yah, you're damn right I'm going to follow him. As I followed Moses, as my people followed Moses out of Egypt, I'm going to follow him right on into Yah's promise. I'm not following no man. I'm following the truth that the man is bringing. The big damn difference, idiot. That's how you. That's your go back to those devils when they come at you with that lie. They are idiots. Again. Picking back up, verse 9. And Esau answered with pride. Pride come before the fall. What that book say? You know what I'm saying, right? Pride come before the fall. Right? And high-mindedness before destruction. Proverbs 16, 18 through 19 for references. Let's go there. Hallelujah. But while we're going over there, we're going to stop and look here. See Proverbs 16 and 7. This Yah wanted us to see this. He said, when a man ways pleases Yahuwah, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. Hallelujah. But let's go to 18. He said, pride grows before. This is Proverbs. This is Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before the fall. That's high-mindedness. Nobody can tell you nothing. No man can judge me. Well, if you were over here yesterday and listened to yesterday's message, we have many judges. And yes, they can judge you if you are Israel and you're the 1/3 elect of Israel. yes, they can judge you. If you're the 2/3, you're right. No man will judge you because Yah's going to judge you. Daniel 12:2 talks about the shame and contempt you're going to be facing that judgment, since nobody can judge you. But for the rest of us, we have Abba Yah's Torah and his judges to help us discern and understand so that we can live and strive as one nation with one law, Torah, statute, our Constitution. Let's come back, but that's old pride. That's pride. That's living in his pride. That's all those people around you who want to tell you you're wrong because you're following Abba Yahuwah. That's pride. Look how much pride they have to tell you not to keep the Torah. That there are other saviors you have other than Yahuwah. That you have a redeemer called Jesus or Yahushua. Think about the pride that it takes to say that. When clearly throughout the Torah he said Abba Yahuwah is one Elohim or Elohoi, Alua. One. Sovereign. And they're telling you, no, he had to send somebody to help him. He just, he sent that little weakling to come and help him because he was so strong. So Yah's got all this strength that David talks about in Psalm 144, but he had to go send a little weak, impotent little girly boy to show strength. Make that make sense. And he said unto them, surely I've heard and truly it has been told to me what Jacob has done to Laban, who exalted him in his house and gave him his daughters for women, and who begat sons and daughters, and abundantly increased his wealth and riches and Laban's house to his means. See how the enemy will take credit for your hard work? And that's why Abba Yah is saying to your brother to forewarn you. Because they will guilt shame you into thinking that somehow or another they gave you charity when you've been busting your ass. Sun up to sundown. And they sitting over there with their chests poked out. Feeling some kind of way. Verse 10. And when he saw that his wealth and abundance and his riches, and when he saw that his wealth was abundant and his riches great, he fled with his belongings to him, with all his belongings to him from Laban's house. And he led Laban's daughters away from the face of their father as captives taken by the sword without telling him of it. Now you want to accuse Jacob of being the clever, the deceiver, when Laban was the clever deceiver one. Again, as I stated earlier, see, they're always trying to guilt shame you into submission. The world calls it reverse psychology. Don't look at me. Don't look at my shame. Don't look at my bitterness. No, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's supposed to be an example for us. No, you be an example for your damn self. That's what you tell them. Why are you worrying about him? What about you? What you doing? That's a good rebuttal. When someone starts attacking your leaders, you say to them, well, tell me something. What you doing? So you're talking about my leader. Okay, I don't want to hear nothing about him right now. Tell me about what you doing. What are you doing that makes you so confident that you can put your mouth on Abba Yah's shoulder? Tell me what you doing. I'm listening. You see, I knew that's what you were going to say. That's what they're going to say. Because they're deceivers. Misery loves company. That's why you need to rebuke them. Get thee behind me, Satan. That's how you do it. Remember, Satan don't look like Satan. But he damn sure sounds like Satan. That he can't disguise. His actions, his behavior, his messaging, his words. He can't hide that. Verse 11. And not only to Laban has Jacob done this, but also to me has he done this so, and twice supplanted me, or cheated me. And shall I be silent? Misery loves company. Always going to find somebody to journey in with them. So don't be surprised when they come at you in 2s and 3s and 4s, brothers and sisters. Well, if you don't believe me, call that brother and call that sister. They can tell you to. That's how he's going to do it. And there you over there. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to check. And you're going to get deceived right along with them devils, because that's why they're there. You ever ask yourself, why don't they just come and say if someone is wrong? Why don't you just come and say, you know what? I'm not quite sure about what happened over there, but I just want to tell you, stay encouraged, keep serving Abba Yah. I'm going to partner with you. I'm serving Abba Yah too. And let's just keep on fighting. And let's make sure, if nothing else, we make sure that, if we know that that's our brother, we're going to stand with him. And, if he got a fault or two, let's pray for him. And let's hope that Yah will bring it to his attention so that his ass don't end up in hell. That's a novel idea. Verse 12. Now therefore I have this day come with my camps to meet him, and I will do unto him according to the desire of my heart. And the messenger returned, and he came to Jacob and said to him, we came to your brother, to Esau, and we told him all your words, and thus he has answered us, and behold, he comes to meet you with 400 men with swords drawn. So for all of my brothers and sisters out there who think you're going through something, how would you feel if your whole family is at risk and everything you worked hard for is about to be destroyed and taken from you, including your lives? How would you feel? That be enough for you? So would you trade what you're going through right now for the battle that he's facing? Is your battle greater than that battle? Since you feel like you're being victimized? Everybody's against you. Is your battle greater than that battle? Because if it isn't, I don't know. I'll speak for myself. I ain't trying to hear you. You're running when no man chases you. What do you say? The wicked flee when no man chases. You're running and nobody's doing anything to you. You're just running because you just can't seem to win, because you can't seem to get out of your own way, because you're casting doubts on yourself, or you got all these negative folk around you who is encouraging you to cast doubt on others. You don't like the word personal accountability. And there lies the root cause of your problem. With a little Satan poured into that. Verse 14. Now then know and see what we shall do, and pray before Yahuwah to deliver you from him. This is what his servants are coming back telling Jacob. Hey man, this dude coming to destroy you. This man is going to destroy you. A lot of us right now, there are people right now plotting to destroy us. A lot of people who are related to us. Let me be clear. People who once said they love us, people who still say they love us, are right now plotting to destroy many of us. Plotting to destroy us. And this is what his servants are telling Jacob. Jacob, you better pray, because this is about to get bad real fast. I saw him. They're angry. He got his pride. He's wearing his pride on his sleeve. And he's looking for some get back. Time to pray. If If your enemy, like if the enemy comes in like a flood, y'all say, I'll lift a stand. That means what? We time to pray. I mentioned that earlier in 2 Chronicles 7. My people who are called by my name will humble themselves and what? Pray. The strength of our Yah is in our prayer and our obedience to his Torah. That's where you're going to find redemption, salvation, mercy, and grace. Let's continue on. Verse 14 again. I want you to remember what your brother is saying to you, brothers and sisters. Now then, know and see. Now, get yourself ready. Because now you know what's about to come. You know what's coming. You know what I said. I just gave you the bad news. Now what you going to do? I suggest you pray. That was good advice. Let's see if Jacob took it. That pray before Yahuwah that he deliver you from him. And when he heard the words of his brother which had spoken to the messengers of Jacob, Jacob was greatly afraid and he was distressed. And by the way, all that stuff that Laban was talking about, that's a lie. That's Proverbs 6, 17 to 19. A lying tongue is what it talks about. Proverbs 6, verse 17 through 19. I don't want to keep going back and forth because we will be here for a moment if I do that. But I gave you the precept. We don't teach. There's no teaching without there's no learning without teaching. And there's no teaching without reference or resources given for which one is to validate the teaching. If you want to be told, Jennings and some of them other devils over there help you with that. Dahl and the rest of them. They'll just scream and holler and say, look at me, 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 look at me. Over here is no, let's look at Yah. Let's go before Yah. Let's pray. And then let's hear what he has to say. And equally important, let's see what he's going to do. On behalf of our prayer and faithfulness and obedience. But Jacob is afraid and distressed. So brothers, if you're afraid or you're feeling overwhelmed, that's okay. Sister, it's okay. That means Yah has forsaken you. The shit we're dealing with is real. All of us are dealing with something that's very, very real. But again, those are the battles. Let us not forget again, but this is war. And war is determined by who wins the battles. And one battle does not determine the outcome. Nor 2, 3, 4. Some wars have many, many battles for years before the outcome is determined. Never let one battle, one struggle, one distress moment, one setback determine your future, your destination. Whether or not you're going to win or lose. Hell no. Keep praying, keep faithful, watch Yah going to manifest his power in your life. And it's going to come in a way where you know ain't nothing but Yah could have did it. Hang on in there. Verse 16. And Jacob prayed. So we see what he did. He took that. He prayed to Yahuwah. And he said, O Yahuwah of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, you did say unto me when I went away from my father's house, saying, I am Yahuwah of your father Abraham and of Jacob. And unto you do I give this land and your seed after you. And I will make your seed as the stars of heaven. And you shall spread forth the 4 sides of heaven. We're going to be scattered everywhere on this flat. And in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. In other words, anybody around us, anywhere we are, people get blessed. Even when we in subservient position, we still bless them. They open up businesses in our community, neighborhood, and they strive. They put their children under our control. Their children stay healthy and strong. We do the most menial jobs they wouldn't consider to do. And many times we do it with a sense of pride and do it very well. If we're sweeping streets, we're the best damn sweep sweepers out there. They're always being blessed. That's why they want us in their possession. That's why Laban wanted to possess Jacob, because Jacob was blessed. Even though he mistreated him, he abused him and took advantage of him, but he was being blessed. That's what it means. When it says everybody will be blessed because they have us, that's what that means. That's why they put us on those slave ships and brought many of our ancestors right here so that they could be blessed. And they were. They made cotton king. We made cotton king. Let me say that. Our ancestors made king cotton. Because we were out there picking the damn cotton. And tobacco, and sugar cane, and rice, and peas. You name it, we did it. From the building of their white houses to their plantation homes. It was us who breastfed their little puny Edomite babies to health. When they got sick, they called us to help and make them better. That's the blessing he's talking about. He's not talking about salvation for the heathens. There's no salvation for them devils. According to the book, they're going to get double for what they did to us. Verse 18. This is his prayer. And see how he's praying, brothers and sisters? See, sometimes you got to pray actuality. What I mean by praying actuality, you got to pray your situation to Abba Yahuwah. Don't get caught up in chanting, Our Father who art in heaven. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. I mean, that's in the book of Isaiah. Brother Adrian told me that a while back. But don't get caught in the chanting. 23rd Psalms. Psalms 1. That's chanting. Pray with your heart. Pray your situation. Pray your needs. Pray for your purpose. Pray for clarity. Pray for strength. Resilience. For courage. That's what he's praying his needs. That's how we pray before Abba Yahuwah, brothers and sisters. Jasher 32 again, back to verse 18. And you did establish your words, and you did give according to me riches and cattle and children and cattle, and the utmost wishes of my heart. Because did not think about that. That's 2 Chronicles 16 and 9. What does it say? The Ruhuk of Abba Yahuwah goes throughout the whole earth. What? Looking to show itself strong. Where? In the hearts of those who are perfect towards him. Abba Yah is looking for you. He's looking for the prayer warrior in you. He wants to redeem and bless and save you. But he can't do it if you're allowing the enemy to come in and block your prayers through doubt and discouragement. Confusion. Cowardness. You will never see his strength in that behavior. A doubting heart. Yah's not coming to see you. I'm not sure who I believe in. Then fine. You can be assured Yah's not going to deliver anything to your hands. Because you're showing you're careless. You don't know where your blessing's coming from. You'll be giving glory to Satan. Yah ain't going to set you up for that kind of failure. Yah blessing you, you giving it to man. Thinking it's Yah. Thinking man is Yah, is what I'm saying. Giving man the credit for Abba Yahuwah. And he's a jealous El. He ain't having it. It's all or nothing with him. It's got to be all or nothing with you. Us. A little bit more and then we're done. And now that I have come and you did deliver me, and now that I have come and you did deliver me from Laban, shall I fall at the hand of Esau, who will slay me, and together with the mothers of my children? Now therefore, Yahuwah, deliver me, I pray you, also from the hands of my brother Esau, for I am greatly afraid of him. And it's okay to be afraid. It's just not okay to be a coward. Something called healthy fear. But that you should never let, being afraid stop you from moving forward. Get you to turn back. Get you to surrender. Never should you ever do that. Manage your fear and trust in Abba Yahuwah to see you through it, whatever it is your battle may be. And he's reminding Abba Yah of his promise to him. And it's okay to remind Abba Yah of his promise to you, brothers and sisters. It's okay. I don't have a problem with you saying, Yah, you said you were going to bless me and you were going to prosper me and I was going to be in good health if I trusted in you. Yah will show you, yeah, I meant what I said. But remember, you're not gonna be able to get those things from Yah if you're double-minded. If you're over there playing in Satan's house and then running back over here playing in Yah's house. It's all or nothing with Abba Yahuwah. You can't serve two masters. You can't serve no man in Yah. You can't serve no other Elohims in Yah. It's Yah or nothing. So many of us, we're going to Yah and say, you said this. Yah said, yeah, but look what you're doing. When are you going to hold yourself accountable first? When are you going to deal with this wickedness that's going on with you? While you sitting over asking me, where am I? I'm saying, where are you? Are you where you're supposed to be? That's the question. Verse 21. Now therefore, O Yahuwah, deliver me, I pray you, also from the hands of my brother Esau, for whom I am greatly afraid of him. And if there be no righteousness in me, do it for the sake of Abraham and my father Isaac. See, now this is what resilience looks like. See, this is a man that's not giving up. He said, okay, if I'm not worthy enough, then what about my dad? And then if I'm not worthy, what about my granddad? See, that's called resilience. In other words, I ain't quitting. I ain't giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. That's what that looks like. That's what he's doing right now. He's letting Abba Yah know, hey, look, if I ain't good enough, I know somebody who is. What about them? Can you do it for me, for them? That's why you should surround yourself with like-minded believers, brothers and sisters. Because there are times that you can go say, well, brother, Abba Yah, I'm struggling, but, I know DFG is praying with me and praying for me, so can you do it for the sake of us? You'd be surprised what Yah would say. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know him. Okay. Well, yeah, I know her. Yeah, I know Sister Smith, and Sister James, Sister Bassett. I know them. Yeah, I know Sister Coke. Yeah, I know her. Yeah. Sister Jackie. I know her. Who else? Sister Mary, I know her too. Who else? Brother Adrian, I know him. Roderick, know him too. William, yep. All of us can mediate for each one of us. When our minds are right and we're focused on Yah and Yah alone. Verse 23. For I know that you through your kindness and mercy have I acquired this wealth. Now therefore I beseech you to deliver me this day with your kindness and to answer me. Isn't that beautiful? He said, I know these things that I have, whether it be my health, whether it be a sound mind, may it be my provisions, this beautiful attitude I have, my loyalty, my keeping of my word. He said, I know all that came from you. You gave me the strength, the wisdom to do these things because you're kind and you're loving. So now that I'm going through this whirlwind of crap, please don't forsake me now. Remember me. Hallelujah. Verse 24. And Jacob ceased praying to Yahuwah. See, all that was his prayer. So if you're saying, Brother DFG, how do I pray? I just start reading that verse, 20, and then come all the way down to verse 24. It's a good outline for how to pray. And Jacob ceased praying to Yahuwah, and he divided the people. Now Yah is giving him strategy. See, now Yah is answering his prayers, brothers and sisters. You don't go before Yah and get silence. That's your cousin. That's the one in your ear telling you what you shouldn't be doing, who you shouldn't be trusting, who you shouldn't be following. That's them. They got all this advice. But when it comes down to being able to depend on them, quiet. Like a church mouse pissing on cotton. You don't hear nothing. Encourage you to make these bad decisions. And when that decision get made, they are gone out of your life as quick as they jumped in there. But that's not Yah. We go before Yah. Yah will answer your prayers if your heart is right towards him. And not 20 years from now. All right. Then 20 years was Yah had to get him together, get his mind right. Now Yah is giving him strategy, giving him wisdom. And Jacob ceased praying to Yahuwah, and he divided the people that with him and with the flocks he came into 2 camps. And he gave half the care to Dimzak, the son of Eliezer, and Abraham's servant, and for a camp, and with his children, and the other half he gave to the care of his brother Elianak, the son of Eliezer, to be for a camp with his other children. And he commanded them, saying, keep yourselves at a distance with your camps, and do not come too near to each other. And if Esau come to the one camp to slay it, the other camp at a distance shall escape him. Now, there's another thing. If you notice that his servants are his servants, his servants not telling Jacob what to do. Jacob is telling his servants what to do. It's a bad habit of Israel. We go over to these heathens and start taking heathens' advice over Yah's advice. He must know. Our book said there shall never be a stranger over Israel. This man, he knew who was in charge. And he knew it wasn't no damn heathen going to tell him what to do or not to do. He gave them instruction, not the other way around. If Israel could only learn that, learn not the ways of the heathens. When you learn the ways of the heathen, that means the heathens are in charge. When Yah's talking to you, he ain't putting no heathens in charge of you. No heathen on this earth that Yah's putting over Israel. You can believe that. Israel set these heathens over themselves. That's why they're not winning. That's why we're not winning as a nation. Wherever we are on this flat earth. Verse 26. And Jacob tarried there that night, and during the whole night he gave his servants instructions concerning the forces and his children. He gave instructions. He's being proactive. He's not sitting over there crying. He's getting off his ass and he's doing something about it. You got a problem? I'm going to fix the problem. With Yah's help. There ain't no time to be feeling sorry for ourselves. I prayed already. Sorry is done. Action time now. And Yahuwah heard the prayer of Jacob on that day. And Yahuwah delivered Jacob from the hands of his brother Esau. And Yahuwah sent 3 angels of heaven. And they went before Esau and came to him. And these angels appeared to Esau and his people as 2,000 men riding upon horses furnished with all sorts of war instruments. All sorts of war instruments. And remember, Esau got 400 men with what they would call, in their time, modern day weapons. Now Abba Yah is coming with 2,000 men. Angels, not men, angels with all sorts of weaponry. I bet they had AK-47. I bet they had Glocks. I bet they had ARs. I bet they had all kinds. I bet them dudes like, what the hell is this? Where y'all get that shit from? Yeah, that's them angels down there teaching men technology today. So don't think that these 2,000 didn't come with what you see as weaponry today. Oh, no. If them damn heathen demons know, the fallen demons know about that technology, you better believe the righteous angels of Abba Yah know about it too. And that's who fights for you and I when we go before your Yahuwah to pray and be righteous and walk inside of his commandments. That's why he said no weapon formed against us will prosper. And every tongue that rises up against us, he will judge it. Though the enemy comes in like a flood, Abba Yah will lift up a standard against them. So Isaiah 59:19, there's about. All sorts of war instruments. I told you this is war. Told you, brothers and sisters, this is war. We're in a war. But we're not by ourselves. You do your part, and Yah will do the rest. See, Jacob, strategic. Okay, you go over here, Eliezer, with these. You go over here with these. You do this. If they come this way, you go that way. You come this way, you go that way. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue to pray to Abba Yah tonight. And then when Abba Yah answer my prayers, we're going to move. When he gives me the signal, we're going to move. And they appeared in the sight of Esau and all of his men, talking about them 2,000, to be divided into 4 camps with 4 chiefs to them. I bet you them 4 chiefs were Gabriel, this is me, Michael, Raphael, and Penuel. That's who I like to think they were. Chiefs amongst the angels. And they don't play. And one camp went and found Esau. See, Abba Yah would go get the enemy. Went and found Esau. And one camp went on, and they found Esau coming with 400 men towards his brother Jacob. And the camp ran towards Esau and his people and terrified them. And Esau fell off the horse in their alarm. Now all his pride now all of a sudden he ain't so proud no more. Now that coward inside of him is coming out. You see, every bully is a coward on the inside. All of those who speak against Abba Yah and Abba Yah's people are nothing but cowards. Because see, when the judgment comes, them saying all that boasting and all that pride and all that self-righteousness, it's going to go right on. It's going to shoot right through their ass like diarrhea. And they're going to be on the ground like, oh, no, I didn't mean it. Too late. Sorry. Esau fell off the horse in the alarm. He's so damn scared. And all his men separated from him in that place. They ran off and left his ass. See, that's all that's what I said earlier. All these people want to tell you, oh, don't listen to them. Don't believe him, this and that. And they're doing all this in your ear. But see, when things go bad, they're going to run and leave you. They're there for the show. They're not there for the fight. Let me say that again. They're there for the entertainment. They're not there for the fight. They're there to see what's going to happen. They're not there for the fight. But they were greatly afraid. Verse 31. And the whole camp shouted after them when they fled from Esau. And all the warlike men answered, saying, surely we are the servants of Jacob, who is the servant of Yahuwah, and who then can stand against us? That's what he said. No weapon formed of us. That's why I say, brothers and sisters, never give up. Don't ever give up on Yahuwah. I don't care what the circumstances are. Hold your ground. Put your flag in the ground and say, I'm not going no damn where. I ain't running from you, Satan. Sick and tired of being sick and tired of you. You want to fight? Then goddamn it, let's go. But remember, brothers, when you take that out of that mindset, Yah's right there with you. All right, so be bold. And Esau said unto them, oh, then, my Lord. Now all of a sudden, Jacob is the Lord. Now, you see what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, the roles are reversed. Oh, my Lord, my brother Jacob is your Lord, whom I have not seen for these 20 years, and now I have this day come to see him, and do you treat me in this manner? See, now he's lying. Now he's trying to pretend like, oh, no, I ain't mean no harm. No, you right, you good brother, you right. I ain't mean no harm, no. I was just, I wasn't sure. I was just trying to make sure. They're going to come up with every kind of lying excuse under the damn sun. Y'all going to punk him out. All that braggadocious, all that arrogance, all that nobody can tell me nothing. Now they're sitting over there like little, 5-year-old children who got left in the park and don't know where their parents are. And now they're crying. They didn't get left. The parent went to the restaurant. We don't abandon our children in parks. But now all of a sudden, all that machoism has turned into wimpism. But see, that's who's backing us up, brothers and sisters. When we stand for Yah and we go to Yah in our times of need, in our times of struggle. Because if you serve him, in peacetime, he will be with you in wartime. How do you serve him in peacetime? By being obedient to his Torah. So when wartime comes, he counts you righteous and he sends his warriors on your behalf. His warring angels, his ministering angels. And this goes on a little on and on and on. But I'm going to stop right there. I think you got enough information for this Shabbat. I think you know how to fight back now. I think you know who's on your side. I think you know who's against you. Abba Yah loves you. If you love Abba Yah with all your heart, all your mind, and all your ruach, and you love him sovereign, no other Elohim, no other Redeemer, no other Savior, then don't worry how bad the situation. Yah will see you through it. And what you can't do, he'll do for you. Hallelujah. I'm done. That being said, brothers, again, Shabbat Shalom. Yahuwah Shalom to you. Thank you all, who are supporters of this channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the message. Thumb up the message. We're getting near the end. This is no time to be cowardly. This is no time to be letting the enemy get in your ear. Take your stand. Be assured in where you stand. If your stance is for Abba Yah and his Torah and his truth, and you're willing to fight for it, trust me, when it comes down to the heavy lifting, Abba Yah is going to lift you up like a standard barrier. When the enemy comes in like a flood, Abba Yah be there with ships. Not the ones to take you to Africa. I'm talking about to safety. DFG, Shalom, brothers and sisters.